Hello beautifuls, welcome back to my Chanel. And actually I had a different video planned for today, my loves, but the copyright lords of YouTube are not on my side, not on my side. If you're seeing this today, it means that my plan didn't quite work to plan, girls, and we'll have to wait a little while for that video to become live, shall we say. But here's a hint. My strange addiction. Scandal, girls. So it has been a little while since we have visited our makeup MVP, Judy D, my loves. She is a YouTuber most famous for her adventures into the worst rated makeup artist realm. And she's one of the top YouTubers in this, like, area that actually does this, actually does go to the worst rated, actually does go to, you know, problematic makeup artists and have them do their problematic, dare I say it, magic on her face. Couldn't be me, never could be me ever. Today in the UK, it is 32 degrees and it is the hottest I have felt in a long time. So I have my aircon on and I have a window open. So I do apologize for the noise if you can hear it, my loves, but
Mummy's gonna melt.
So I was perusing the worst rated makeup artist videos on YouTube to see which ones tickled my pickle to, oh, I can't say that on YouTube. Tickled my fancy to react to. And there's this one on Judy D's channel called I Went to the Worst Reviewed Makeup Artist in My City Gone Right. And in the thumbnail uses the word transgender. Now, I have two horses in this race. I am a trans woman from the UK and I am also a makeup artist, a professional makeup artist who has worked in the industry for over 10 years. Retail, freelance, and fashion. So this one really piqued my interest because, judging from the thumbnail and from the fact that it is a worst reviewed makeup artist video, I don't know what to expect. I really don't know what to expect with this. So, shall we get into it? Shall we get into it today, my loves? Shall we get into it? Let's pop in my hanger and let's, oh, that's the, oh, correct. And let's watch The Worst Reviewed Makeup Artist in My City Gone Right by Judy D. What's happening? Is she stuck in a lift? Oh, don't say that. What a hateful way to start makeup.
Hey guys, it's me. What? Today's video is a very special video. Every video of mine is very special because I put so much effort and love into each one of them, and I'm very, very glad that you guys enjoy them. So it's very special.
Oh.
So we're going to go to another really bad makeup salon. I've read a lot of reviews about this place that the makeup itself was very ratchet, or that the people were very unsatisfied. They were like, they didn't look good, it wasn't what they asked for, etc.
So there is a huge problem with, now with the age of the internet, with people just truly believing that they can just start their business as a makeup professional, like, instantly with no, like, base training or anything, especially when it comes to, like, how to behave around products, how to be sanitary with your products, how to pack for traveling, those sorts of things when it comes to the traveling freelance artiste. Unfortunately, some people are just going to get dodgy reviews just because that's the way the internet works now. But if you are consistently getting low reviews, or an artist in your city is consistently getting low reviews, we have to kind of look deeper as to why that might be. And let's find out why.
Look at my eyes. Yeah, there's so much bags under my eyes, and in the last video I was literally saying, oh, I don't have bags under my eyes. This is what I meant when I said that I had bags under my eyes. It's something I don't even naturally have. Because it's summer. It's because I haven't been sleeping.
Oh, no sleep, ladies.
No, just too much work, you know.
Oh, I love this music. This sort of like 1940s swing. Like, yes, let's go get a sty in the eye, sty in the eye, sty in the eye, sty in the eye. Let's hopefully not. Oh, absolute banger. Even better. Traffic jams. Traffic marmalade.
Oh my god, we're there. It's so quiet.
Ooh.
Can you get over yourself?
I must admit, I don't like the idea of going into, first of all, a quiet salon. I feel like when you go to somewhere that's really, really quiet, it doesn't create, like, an atmosphere. I mean, like, you can have any sorts of music on. It doesn't have to be, like, rave girls, like my favourite.
Unexpected item in backing.
For example, if you really want to create a nice atmosphere when you have a client, you can either put the radio on if they don't want to listen to music, or you can put on, like, soft beauty therapy music. The idea is you want to keep your client alive, because sometimes when you have beauty therapy on, they are just like... whilst you're literally trying to, like, apply an eyelash to them. You're like, hello, madam, wakey, wakey. Time for your brow lift. What's happening? Oh, the lady is here. Oh. Oh.
So, things were messy. Everyone
Where
was
is the
just running
makeup?
around trying to find the makeup kit. I think they were just unprepared, even though I did take an appointment.
Oh my
So we
goodness.
stopped filming and we waited for around half an hour until they got everything together. She started by applying some foundation, but she was interrupted by this lady walking in. I don't know who she was, if she was the owner or the manager, but she walked in and she asked if there were any customers, and my makeup artist replied by saying
What?
there was no one. So I was
Okay, this is a really, can we just talk about this really strange interaction immediately? So, first of all, that brush doesn't look very clean. First of all, you know, unsanitary brushes do bother me quite a lot, girls. They absolutely bother me because in between every single client, your brushes should be cleaned. I don't feel like that's brave or ridiculous to say. I just feel like that should be common knowledge. So far, I don't think the application of this foundation is too bad. I mean, concentrating it under the eyes is an interesting choice to do first. Personally, I work top down on faces, so I work with eyebrows. Personally, I find eyebrows to be the most intricate part of a look on somebody else's face. So I start with the forehead. I might do a base foundation with a little bit of underpainting, contouring, and then start with sculpting the eyebrow into a wet foundation so that I can actually easily correct any mistakes that I may make, because as makeup artists, we make mistakes. It does happen, it can happen, and it doesn't have to be devastating when it does.
I was literally the only customer they had all day.
That's
now that
very
kind of
strange.
reinforces the fact that people don't really like this place. I mean, we're still gonna figure out why, but the place generally looked very
Madam.
clean. It was really big and there was like lots of appliances. Lots of beauty products. Appliances, what is this, a freaking laundry service?
Yes.
Yeah, but it was a lot better than so many other places I've been to that were rated a little better than this place.
Why was it
Anyway,
empty?
my
Yes.
makeup art-
So we have to just talk about this application of foundation first. This is, in my opinion, too much foundation, but also don't touch applicators to your client's skin. So very important. So very important for that to not be the case. I mean, this does look to be somewhat of a sensible color match. I think once concealer is blended into the skin and once the powder is on, you know, the final touches, those sorts of things, I feel like it's going to be a really good match for Judy. It looks to me like a MAC package. I'm not familiar with like every single makeup artist brand in the world, obviously, but it looks like a MAC applicator. In fact, it looks like Matchmaster. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. Always use a palette. Always dispense into a palette because you can clean palettes. You can't clean application nozzles against people's skin, really. Like, just make your life a lot easier for you.
Artist starts by applying some foundation. She decides to use a brush rather than a beauty blender. Now,
I mean, okay, so before beauty blenders were on the scene, brushes were the default. The problem that I have is her application technique here. How vigorous was that? That's going to exfoliate your client's skin and, in a sense, put the like dry bits of exfoliated skin into the foundation, making it look cakey. Also, we haven't seen any skin prep. We haven't seen any moisturizer. We haven't seen any primer. We haven't seen like any potential like blemish treatments or anything to like really deal with dry areas of the skin, if there are any. I mean, Judy D looks radiant as ever, so maybe not, girls.
the foundation shade she went for was a little bit too dark. Just a shade too dark. I even posted a picture on my Instagram with this makeup look earlier, and I got a few comments saying that, girl, that is not your foundation shade. So yeah, people noticed, even though it was a pretty far picture from my face. So
I mean, okay, I absolutely see what she means there. I can see that. But the way that you get around this, even though I literally just said, you know, it's a pretty good foundation match. We've seen worse foundation matches on Judy D so far. We've only really looked at one of her videos, but that was a far worse one than this. The way you do it, 3 different colors of foundation across the neck and across the jawline, just to make sure you find a color that matches. It's very, very easy, and it shouldn't take long at all. Oh, that's quite rough. Golden with black. Oh, it's quite rough. Oh, over the eyelids, all right.
at some point during the stage, the makeup artist told me that she needed to fix my eyebrows. Now, you guys know how much I hate people touching my eyebrows. It's just there's no eyebrows left, literally. And you guys gave me the confidence and the strength to speak up. But it was useless. There was no point in me talking because I did tell her, hey, I don't actually want you to touch my eyebrows.
And when you're going to pluck the extra hair? No.
Yeah.
Oh, Judy D. So under this lighting, the foundation match is, you know, it could be a lot better, but it isn't it's not the worst we've seen. Now, when it comes to eyebrows, I do think that as a makeup artist, you shouldn't really be plucking people's eyebrows. You should be working with what they have. But if you regularly go to makeup appointments, make sure that you have a brow specialist that you go to that can do your brows for you. If you are not willing to do them yourself, really. I must say, I don't really think I've ever seen a makeup artist go behind someone to apply foundation underneath the jawline. That's a new one on me. I personally wouldn't, but here we go. Oh, Judy. No, sorry, girl. Time for your eyebrows to go. Oh. Is this really common in different countries to have like an eyebrow razor on hand just to do eyebrows? Because whenever I've worked freelancing, I have never personally ever done this. Any other freelance artists that do this? And the thing is, I think Judy D's eyebrows are such a lovely shape and sort of like thickness. I think you could easily just get around that by putting some clear brow gel through and maybe a little bit of a soft shadow in just to really like thicken up the edges. But you don't even really need to. She's got lovely eyebrows. Right, here we go. Here we go. I could not let someone have a razor that near to my eye. No, thank you, lady. What if she jumped and was like,
The eyeball's gone out, girl.
Oh, goodbye, dog.
Oh, come on. How you feeling? Because you're looking greasy.
Oh. Oh. What's this? Oh, no. You haven't put any concealer on. There's no concealer. In order to create that really snatched effect, you do kind of need to put some concealer under the eye. Now, I don't know if Judy D just doesn't show this or if in her videos this happens and we just don't see it kind of thing. I haven't seen anyone like sanitize the top of their powders or anything like that, or eyeshadows. So you can get like tiny little spray bottles, and if you want to, you can get isopropyl 70% alcohol. It's actually a lot better at disinfecting than 90 and above % alcohol, and you can decant it into a tiny little spray bottle and spray the top of your eyeshadow palettes, of your powder palettes, of your bronzers, of your highlights before and after each client, just to allow them to be absolutely sanitary. I don't think it happens at all, actually. That is a...
Because I can hear myself.
What is that? Do we know that palette? That looks familiar. What's it called? Gosh, I am so blind. What does that say? Anarletoire? Ild? This palette, Ild, I have no idea. But, I mean, it looks like a great colour range. You've got your warm neutrals, you've got your burgundy tones, you've got a little bit of pops of colour, and you've got some shimmers. So I do like the fact that she is asking Judy D what kind of colours she wants. We haven't seen a reference picture for this one yet, so I don't really know what the overall idea is. But just in the beginning, the artist was like, black and gold, and by the looks of it, she's going solidly for a bronze there. So that's an interesting choice for black and gold. Little gold. Kinky one. Kinky. How about these two with black? Okay. Oh, she doesn't seem too convinced. What is this brush? Okay, this palette seems to have very little pigment payoff. Maybe that's just the budget that they have. Unfortunately, when it comes to applying shimmers, I personally feel like, do you remember those really old eyeshadow sponges that used to come with like Claire's Accessories makeup? In fact, weirdly enough, Dior still include them every now and then. They've got this like sponge texture. They're like a sponge on a little stick, but about this big. I feel like those are really good for applying metallics if you still want to keep your hands and client sanitary by not actually like pressing in metallics to the eyelid. I feel like that can give a lot of payoff, but so far, unless Judy D is going for a soft shimmer, I'm not sure if she is, maybe she is, I'm not sure. There was no eye base used, which means that these products aren't going to really stick and show up a lot on the skin. When it comes to like budget-friendly palettes and things like that, a lot of the time the pigment is skimped out on because like it's mostly the packaging is what is kind of where the money goes. The product really, it's not that great. But a good quality eyeshadow base will cover a multitude of sins when it comes to more affordable eyeshadows, shall we say. So let's I mean, it's a
When
good
it came to
color.
eyeshadow, I let her pick out the colors that she thought would work with me, and I like that she asked me like several times if I was sure about the choice. I
Yep.
mean, she gave me more choice about that than about shaving my eyebrows. So she also
Yeah.
did spend quite a lot of time blending them in, so I really appreciate that. I know a lot of people who actually just get bored and they just move on quickly to the next step, and it turns out to be really not blended. So I appreciate a good blend.
Yes, that is a good way to do a great shadow like this. A really good technique to get down for like budding makeup artists and budding freelance artists is to get your like signature look down. Most of the time in this day and age, everyone's after that Kim K face, that ultra contour Instagram face. We are slightly seeing the shift change, but when it comes to weddings and events, everyone still wants ultra glam. Why would you go to a makeup artist to not pay for them to do ultra glam? Do you know what I mean? A really good sneaky way that I find to save on blending time and to keep yourself easily on a timed scale is to take 3 colors, do a 3-color smoky eye. 3 colors. You got your deep dark color, you've got your nice mid-tone, and you've got a bit of shimmer. Maybe then also a more of a skin tone color to just aid blending around the outsides. I like to overload the brush on those 3 colors and do 3 stripes. So you got your darkest, your mid-tone, and then your shimmer. And then you just run a blending brush over the top, concentrating on the lines between each color, and you have an ultra fast smoky eye.
How cute were they?
What?
Love whales, dolphins. If you're lucky,
Dolphins?
So after our very intellectual out of the blue discussion about dolphins and whales,
Okay.
we move on to apply another layer of eyeshadow. She went for a black eyeshadow like she already explained. I just didn't know how she would do it. I mean, a normal person would use a brush, but she went for a Q-tip.
Oh, yeah, see, that is not it. That's not it. That's not it. Sorry, I've just literally bashed the table and probably created such a lot of noise. So you cannot make these sanitary. It is a good idea to have like lots of disposable ones. As I mentioned earlier, if you're applying metallics, a great way, just use disposable ones because that ensures that it's keeping everything sanitary. But if you're going to apply a matte shadow, don't use this. This is one of the worst ideas. Just avoid it. It's going to create so much problem for you and you're not going to get the pigment payoff that you want. It's going to give your eye gouts.
The thing is, just like how she did with the previous eyeshadow, she blended it very well. I mean, she spent a lot of time, to be honest, just blending. I think it would have been faster if she had an actual brush, but at least she went for it, you know?
I think when it comes to something like this, when it comes to getting product on the skin, the fastest thing you want to do if you have to work to a time limit is to make sure everything is on the skin and then spend as much time as you can blending because the truth really is in the blend. When people like want to look ultra glam, they're looking for that seamless blend, that kind of like supernatural, extraordinary blend where all the colors just seamlessly work to make almost you look like, but it's me, but angelic supervillain. Do you know what I mean? So don't make life harder for yourself by using products that aren't gonna blend. These aren't going to blend. They're not going to blend. And with more affordable makeup brush companies now, for example, Morphe brushes, Sigma brushes, Charles Fox brushes, even MAC brushes, maybe they're not as affordable as they used to be. It is a lot easier now to get a good brush kit to start with than it is to just use disposable things for everything. And it's a lot more budget friendly as well. And your work will really start to speak for itself. A few pictures? What? For your page? No, madam.
The thing is, they were so impressed by how it ended up looking. So a guy from their side ended up asking me for permission to take pictures and post them online, which I honestly don't mind. It was kind of cute. I mean, the makeup isn't something you cannot copy at home. It's not exactly the best professional makeup out there. So that's why for them to be proud of that is it's adorable. A common habit I see between all these makeup artists is how much powder they use to set all the makeup in. I know you're supposed to put powder not between every single step because then you end up looking cakey. Well,
yeah, but also, this makeup artist is like buffing in powder underneath the eye. But did we just see there's some of that like gold sparkly fallout? That would have been greatly minimized if they'd used an eye base. But I must admit, I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan of the showgirl technique of overloading the underside with powder and then at the very end to make sure some moisture has come back to the face, buff away your powder and then use a setting spray to just make sure that the skin is looking hydrated and flawless. Doesn't work for every skin type because you do kind of have to have well cared for, supple skin for that to be like the most effective outcome. But this is why a lot of makeup artists will work on the eyes first because skin always has an expiration date and the eyes kind of really don't. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. I don't mean your skin's gonna rot, girls. I mean, like, a wet base will always start to crease unless you set it. But I must admit, she does have a point. All of these makeup artists are really using way too much powder. I use powder once at the end of my entire session, and that's it.
This powder so often, and I don't really understand why. But I feel with this makeup artist, she kind of worked it properly because I did look extra greasy in the very beginning.
Oh,
if you
that's
remember.
true.
I was shining. And this powder kind of made the whole look more matte, so I guess it worked out.
I have hair in my belly. Same.
No. Oh, why are you making your life difficult? No. No. That is a hateful liner. Hateful eyeliner. Okay, don't make your life difficult for yourself by using brushes this long to do, like, intricate liner work. Just don't bother. Unless you're ultra familiar with a client's face and you've done their face multiple times and you know exactly where the lines have to be in order to create, you know, the ultimate wing liner, girls. Don't have your clients close their eyes when you do liner, because as soon as they tilt up and they open their eyes, this liner could be like here. It could be like here, down here, all the way down your gusset, girls. If you have your client looking straight forward and then you do a little stamp at the edge of each eye, you know exactly where the line is going to be because you've already put it there, girls. I've got gounce. That's got gounce. Oh, she's quite precise, though. Very good line. Gounce, gouncey, gathers gounce, skirty. Gouncing. Oh, here we go. Okay, time for eyebrows. Okay. Oh, so eyebrows are a very personal thing for makeup artists. Oh, by the way, people do always tell me, what's that tapping I can hear in the background? I tap on my table. I have a glass table that I'm on, and I tap when I'm thinking, when I really want to say something. I'm like, tappa, girls. So I am, when I tap, that's what I'm doing, thinking, processing my emotions, girls. When it comes to eyebrows, I feel like eyebrows are a very personal thing. I don't feel like she's asked what kind of eyebrow Judy D wants to go for. Does she prefer a fluffier brow? Does she prefer a more sculpted brow? Does she prefer a thicker brow? Now, it is really up to the client when it comes to this, but you also have to consider what your final makeup artist look you want to be. There is no point having your client say, I want a really thick, strong eye, if all you've done is a little bit of gloss and like a soft brown liner, because it's not going to be balanced. Their eyebrows are going to be so intensely overpowering. Same kind of goes with if you need a really dramatic eye, like let's just say a really traditional black smoky eye with a bit of gold on the inner corner and a wing. You're not going to want to just have like a few sparse brows just done with clear gel, because it's going to look a bit disproportionate. So for this sort of an eye look, I actually feel like she could have gone in with a coloured brown mascara and just kind of added in extra little lines at the very end to just thicken things up and even out the shape. I don't think that this dramatic brow is going to work too well with this level of makeup, personally. My personal professional opinion, girls. Oh, I love this music. Oh, pulling that liner down a bit.
So the eyebrows didn't turn out too
Why did
bad.
she just
I mean,
scrape
they're a little
her?
too-
Why did she just use her nail and was like, scrape, girls? I think this might go without saying, but don't use your nails on your clients. I mean, unless you're in the adult industry and they ask for it. They are a little boxy.
But it wasn't as bad as I expected them to be.
A little bit of buffing at the front.
That she's using on my face right now smelled so bad. It literally smelled like sweat. And I don't think it was sweat that was on it. I think it's just product and it just wasn't cleaned up. But holy crap, it smelled bad. She was rubbing it into my nose.
Oh no. Into the hairline as well. You want a strong colour for your lips? A nice soft liner. Okay. All right. Okay. I mean, that's quite precise technique. Oh, not straight from the... I mean, you can put lipstick on straight from the bullet if you want to. My personal preference is to scrape off a little bit onto one of those little portable palettes and then apply it with a brush. I mean, you're not going to get the most maximum payoff for that, but that is the most hygienic way you can do it. You can also dip the bullet in alcohol, wipe it, dip it again, wipe it again, dip it, turn it the right way up, let it dry, and that gives you the most sanitary output you can do. But, like, I don't feel like this has happened here. This is an interesting pout as well. Yes, quite agree. I mean, oh! So she was like, can we have a soft colour? This hot pink lip is not a soft colour. I mean, it's more of a coral, but it is still quite intense. What I will say, though, is I am actually quite surprised at the look at the liner here. It doesn't look as bad as I had anticipated it to be. The black eyeshadow, this to me is not black eyeshadow. This is a soft taupe. It doesn't look very pigmented, and I feel like I've already explained why that would be. If you'd used a shadow base, this would have come out more intense. And if you've got a client that you need to kind of do a lip quick on, put the lip color on first and then line the outside. It will save you so much time and give you just as much precision, if not more, than if you line gently first around the outside. Oh, bit of gloss. Okay, with a brush that's not too short. Oh, muscle time. What's all this? Line the eye, line the eye. She's gone in to line the eye. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. No lashes? Mascara?
It smells really bad.
What's this? Individual lashes? Oh! Oh no, don't blow onto your client's eyes. Don't ever blow onto your client's face. That is the most unhygienic thing you can do, especially, obviously, now. What I used to do, so when I worked in the store that we had, we would always have these little, like, sample pamphlets, almost. I would just get an empty one, and if I really needed to dry something off, I would just waft it gently over the product just to make it a bit tacky. When you're doing eyelashes individually like this, sometimes just even pressing two of the individuals together like this creates a sticky texture on the glue ready to put straight onto the face. Easy. I just thought, isn't doing makeup so strange? Like, sometimes when I've been doing makeup, I'm like, this is a deeply intimate thing. Like, I am like this close to you, like really analysing your face. It's very intimate. Sometimes it's a bit like, what am I doing here, girls? Oh, okay. I mean... You need to use a disposable mascara wand. You always need to use a disposable mascara wand. You just always do. You cannot put eye products straight from the tube onto multiple people. Bacterial sty, girls! Gounce. 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 I mean... Oh, what is that? What is that product? What is that? Oh, did you see that? It was literally like... So it's a blush, I'm assuming, but it was the tiniest amount, like, on the outside. Like, just get a new product. Get a new product, sis. Get a new product. Oh, is it contour? Maybe bronzer? Oh, what is that doing? Right on the front of the jaw? All over the face and nose? I mean, okay. Oh, we're doing hair as well! Oh! That looks a bit sizzle. What is this technique? Oh, that is a hateful curl. That one right at the front is like, bee. That is a hateful curl. It's a curl, I suppose. Very 70s. All right, let's look. Okay, right, let's pause. This is not the worst that we have seen. This is absolutely by far not the worst makeup that we have seen done by a worse rated makeup artist. So the skin kind of looks all right. Wrong color, not sanitary, but the texture looks okay. I mean, we can't really see because this isn't in like 4K or anything. But from the amount of powder that she was using, I think there will be some cakey textures. It would definitely have clung to any dry patches that Judy D may or may not have. I'm speculating, girls. The eyeliner technique, although I personally would have liked a little bit of extra connection at the end of the eye, it's not bad to get this much of like a fine line from that tiny brush she was using. Great. Just think how good this makeup artist would be with actual brushes. I think with a little bit of sanitary training, a little bit of product knowledge, and a little bit of better brushes, this makeup artist could actually go quite far. I think that she just needs a couple more years in the industry. Do you know what I mean? She almost needs to like be mentored by someone. And I feel like once she's had that basic training, she will go actually quite far. Actually quite far. Very on-trend look. The foxy eye. Okay, all right, we're really, really close. Okay, the skin doesn't look as textured as I thought it would have been from all of the powder products that she was using. Actually looks okay, and the blending on the eyeshadow isn't hateful. The eyelash placement is also very, very, very good. Although the mascara does look a little bit clumpy, but like, I would have liked the outer edge of the eyeliner as well to be just tightened up that little bit using a flathead brush right at the very end just to go whoop, just to make sure the underside is like fully sharp. But these are all things you learn over time. These are techniques that you pick up like when you've been in the industry a little while. Let's hear what she
I'm
says.
finished. I have a lot of things to say. Now,
Okay.
regarding the makeup itself, let me just tell you this was $20 with
$20. $20 to get your hair and makeup done. They need to up those prices and they need to up their training.
lashes and my hair for free. So
Lashes as well.
That was cute. Hey, in terms of, I mean, it's nothing I can do at home, to be honest, but it was only $20. We're not gonna complain about how basic it is because it's cheap and there are lashes. Thing is, you might be wondering why there's so many bad reviews about a place that's relatively super cheap and regardless of the great service because the makeup artist is a transgender woman. That's, I mean, really disgusting, to be honest.
That's the thesis. That I knew this was coming because I could see it in the thumbnail. So the reason why this place has so many negative reviews is because that the artist is transgender. Now, this is a hugely difficult thing to navigate in the beauty space because even in the UK, when I was doing makeup for brands and for freelance work, I felt like I had to come out as trans. Not so much in retail, actually, because you see so many different people that it didn't bother me. But as a freelance artist, when I was going to people's homes or they were coming to mine, the last thing that I would want to invite is this like idea that I'm going to put myself in danger because of this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be at somebody's house, do their makeup, and then they just, I don't know, something comes up, they suddenly realize that they don't want me in their house, they don't like me, then they're going to slate everything, they're going to maybe attack me, you know, all these things. It's really dangerous for trans women to be in any sort of client-facing industry, realistically. So it's like, it's really hurtful that people leave these negative reviews just on the basis that she's trans, because no one should be discriminated against because of the way they look and who they are. Especially as we live in a capitalist world where everyone has to work to earn a living. She's obviously doing something that she really enjoys. And as I said earlier, it's not the most sanitary. It's the makeup application techniques could use work and the tools could use work as well. But the idea is that if nobody is going to this woman because of all the bad reviews, because she's transgender, that immediately puts a ceiling on how well she can do, because maybe she can't pay her way in school. Maybe she can't buy new products. Maybe she can't afford all these extra things that, you know, cost a lot of money. Not into this at all. Okay, what else does Judy D have to say?
Honest, people are very biased towards these things here. They take it personally and they're like, oh, I don't like that makeup artist, so I'm just gonna leave a bad review. Even if they liked the final look or even if the service was great. I mean, it shouldn't really matter who is doing your makeup. The final result is what's more important than anything else. And if you like it, then why are you complaining, you know? There's also the fact that, I mean, I like my eyes, to be honest. I like the lashes.
You have no contour.
The thing is, she did a great job.
I love your liner.
People just...
Oh yeah, she was like super accurate when it came to the liner.
Really good.
The foundation, I think it's a little...
It was greasy AF, you were shining
Yeah,
in the light.
then you put powder over that and it fixes. Rebel, stop being such a makeup noob, okay?
Oh my God, sorry.
Yeah, I think I'm a little too orange
Yeah, definitely.
in general because look, compare this to my
Yeah, your
face.
foundation is not the same color.
Fondant. But like I said, I'm not gonna complain too much because it was super cheap, so.
So, my loves, we're going to have a quick look in the comments because I just want to see what other people have thought about this, because I'm not familiar with different rules around the world from different countries. So, I, obviously based in the UK, it is still very difficult for trans women to get employed in this country. I don't even know how to navigate this conversation. So, like, I know that I have been turned down for jobs in the science industry because I am trans. I'll turn up to an interview, everything will be going smoothly, swimmingly. I explain about my situation in terms of, like, my CV and stuff like that, and then I just don't get called back from them, even though at the interview they're like, we actually like this about you, and I'm just like, is it because you clocked me, to use a horrible phrase, during the interview, and then you've just not spoken to me? I've noticed other people get further than me, even though I'm highly likable and very qualified, and I think it's because of that, because what else would it be? Why else would it be? So let's have a little look-see in the comments. What do we have? She gets no customers, bad reviews, and she can't afford brushes and stuff, yet she tries her best and she is so talented, by Denise Ugart, about the makeup artist. I do kind of agree with that. I think sometimes people are just very snipey, and it also depends in the culture that you grow up in, how well LGBT people can, like, make a life for themselves in the world that they live in. Do you know what I mean? Somebody at Thought 101 has said, this made me so honestly sad that people don't like the place because she's a transgender woman. It breaks my heart. Me too. It is so fundamentally frustrating because we do have to remember that this is still a huge place in the world. especially if you don't pass. If you don't pass as a trans person, life is infinitely harder. Infinitely harder. Okay, Patty Vadillo says, in Latin America, countries like Ecuador, there is a great taboo around trans people. They are mistreated, harassed, beat, and even killed. It's very unfair and sad. Now, that elicits a fear response in me. How can anyone go into such a client-facing public role with fear of being killed? It's not it. Absolutely not it. And you know what, my loves? I'm going to leave it there because I don't think I can read any more into that context because that makes me sad and it also makes me very angry, girls. All right, my loves, I'm going to push away my laptop there and just kind of have a little bit of a moment again. So I think I kind of said almost everything that I wanted to say in this video. I feel like this makeup artist has a lot of talent and it just needs to be refined to get her to a place where she's going to slay the runway, slay the fashion game, slay the makeup game, sis. I think you're going to get there. You just need a little bit of good brushes and a little bit of sanitary technique that you could learn from YouTube and you will be a-okay, my love, a-okay. So guys, let me know what you think about the video we have watched today and the makeup that we saw in the comments box below. Once again, I don't think this is the worst. I think we have seen far worse and I love the fact that Judy D at the very end mentioned that little bit of like, it's ridiculous to judge someone for being trans when you should be judging them on their ability to complete the task at hand. I don't think I can say it any better than that, my loves. And with that, it is time for the Patreons. And you can see yourself scrolling past here, my loves. Yes, you can. And a gorgeous hello and welcome to Wendelin, Ellie Seelye, Kathleen Maguire, Kelly Lum, Traviful, Kit Hover, Sarah Lizzett, Brocky Bears, Keaton Kramer, Megan Rhea, Adrian of the Stars, Annie Feingold, Mangal, Ryan Vita, Lefty Lucy, Felly Pink, Sam and Chris, Christy Elliott, Laura, The Opinion Queen, and Natalie Vanstone. If you want to become a member of the Patreon, you can check it out in the link in the description box below. I also have merch available if you're interested. Get in the bin, my loves. Get in the bin. Today's Twitch shout out goes to Full On Rhubarb. Thank you so much for following me over on Twitch, you stunning women on the game. Absolutely adore your username, by the way. If you want to be in with a chance of being featured in my next video's Twitch shout out, make sure you follow me on Twitch. It is Luxeria Plays and I stream 3 nights a week. And I want to say a massive thank you to the top tier Patreons. Kelly Loom, Erwin Fox, Stephanie Niatupski, Steffi Tech, Casey Donahue, Traverful, Ryan Vita, Elizabeth Stone, Celine Yates, Lane Wade, Caitlin Coating, Min Min TM, Caitlin Wright, Jenny Hendricks, Abigail Ash, ContraPoints, Victoria Waldock, Succubus Lena, Shell Herman, Jodia, Jared Pavlovsky, Jevod, Orkos Samoji, Moldy Apple, Victoria Corella, Megan Holly, and Dana Broderick. Thank you so much for joining the Patreon, and thank you so much for continuing to join the Patreon and supporting me through all this. Can you imagine? And with that, my lovelies, I'll see you in the next video.